So I thought I'd finally make a video explaining why I hitchhike and why you should too. If you've ever been curious about hitchhiking, maybe you've seen it in a YouTube video or you've heard someone do it, then this video will be very helpful for you because if you're a little bit worried, then I'll give you some reasons why you should do it. For context, I've hitchhiked a bunch of countries, and not only that, but I did a really long dissertation all about hitchhiking and reasons why people do it. I put loads of work into it and interviewed loads of hitchhikers and backpackers, so I'll try and explain what I learned from that. But this video is more about my reasons for hitchhiking, my reasons for starting hitchhiking, and how that can help you start your hitchhiking journey. So this is going to be split up into two parts: how I started hitchhiking and why I continue hitchhiking. Some of the reasons overlap, but I think it's important to differentiate the two. Why I started hitchhiking, one of the reasons was I knew I really wanted to travel a lot and backpack, but I wanted to find ways of reducing money, and I looked at how other travellers did it, and I noticed that hitchhiking was a free way of travelling, or at least a very cheap way of travelling, and that got me really curious. It was all in the back of my mind. I would try it one day, but I didn't know when would be the right moment. Another reason is that I really love novelty, and I saw hitchhiking as an interesting, novel, exciting way of travelling, because at this point, before starting hitchhiking, I'd not done it before, so yeah, it really got me curious, but of course I was worried as well. And I'd say a final reason, well, of course there's loads of reasons, but another reason I think about is that I like seeking discomfort, and I like trying new things when backpacking. I believe that those will be the memories that you hold dearest, and those will be the deepest learning experiences when you in your life and when you travel. So I saw hitchhiking as a way of going outside of my comfort zone and seeing the world in a new way. And after having hitchhiked to loads of countries over multiple continents, I still hitchhike, and there's so many reasons why I hitchhike. I think there's loads of different categories, but it mostly comes down to the fact that it's such an exhilarating and life-changing experience, even now when I've hitchhiked so much. If I had to break it down, a lot of it is because of the social component. You're meeting people from all walks of life, locals, tourists, all kinds of people. Of course, you can make assumptions, you can make predictions about who might pick you up, about certain types of people, but I've been picked up by all kinds of people, all kinds of groups, anyone and everyone. So I've heard perspectives from loads of different people, and that's really good, because usually in your friendship groups you are biased. You only hear the opinions and the thoughts and the ways of life that you're used to. But through hitchhiking, other than the person being very kind, there's a whole plethora of people that pick you up. And not only that, but you hear loads of interesting stories. So many times when I hitchhiked, I learned about things I could apply to my life, and it's so special when you're in that moment chatting with a new person in their car. It's totally different to any other social experiences you've had. Such a different interaction to anything you've ever experienced, different to festivals, parties, events, cafes, dates, like so different to anything else. So you really cherish more of these interactions you have in people's cars, and even when soliciting rides when you need to. And through that you can make new friends, new contacts. So many people on my travels I met through hitchhiking, and I stayed in contact with quite a lot of them when getting their numbers, Instagrams, Facebooks, whatever. And it's really good to look back on your travels and contact them. Then you could look at the experience as a whole. It's such a novel, exciting way of traveling. So many areas of unknown, you know. You don't know where you'll end up. Of course, you'll have a route, a destination in mind, but you don't know who you'll get picked up, you don't know when you'll get picked up, you don't know where you'll end up next, you don't know how many rides it will take you to get to a certain place, you don't know where you're going to explore. It's such an exciting, novel, interesting way of travelling. You explore places you wouldn't otherwise see in other forms of transport. And yeah, I like to think of it like a travel lottery, because it's so unknown, and it's like you're pulling the lever, and every car that passes, most of them won't stop for you, but when they do stop for you, it is such a exhilarating moment. Even if they can't pick you up, even if they stop and maybe there's not room or whatever, it still motivates you to keep trying. And I think it's a really beautiful experience and something you'll learn when you try hitchhiking. And then you've got so many other reasons that I could go into. I think for me, it's always an exciting experience. It's an authentic, raw way of traveling, you know, go to different places, and it kind of creates a lot of unexpectedness, serendipity. You know, there's the chance to experience local hospitality if they're kind enough to invite you, and I think that's beautiful in its essence, and can be facilitated during the hitchhiking experience. You learn so much from people. You learn about the news, you learn about their opinions on the world, you learn about places you could go to. I don't know, I can't count how many locals have recommended me places just from speaking to them in this authentic way. And I could make a gazillion videos about reasons why I hitchhike. There's just so many. So I hope through these videos it inspires you to travel. I think, yeah, it's a very good way of challenging yourself when you travel, because when you start, it'll be hard. It'll be a learning experience. You'll have moments where you make mistakes, and I don't mean detrimental mistakes, but I mean in terms of strategy, of finding rides, finding hitchhiking spots, and it's less convenient. It can be easier in lots of places, but it's less convenient because you don't know for certain when you'll arrive in a place. You don't know where to catch a ride from if you're in a new area, and it can be a challenge, which can be very rewarding, because when you meet these people, it's really fulfills you in a way that no other mode of transport does for me. I find lots of public transport quite boring. Buses really drain my energy. Trains can be nice with the views and the experience if you've not been on a train, but sometimes it can be too boring and predictable, and sometimes it can cost a lot, and sometimes it can be very predictable. And hitchhiking always gives you a novelty, always gives you a sense of novelty, a sense of adventure, and it's always fun. I'm waffling, but I hope you can take something away from that. But now moving on to why you should hitchhike, and it's very similar reasons, of course. But I think particularly if you're someone that believes in seeking discomfort, in trying new things, if you believe that the deepest, richest memories are when you go out of your comfort zone and you challenge yourself as a person, you develop yourself. And I think hitchhiking really is the best way. I think backpacking can be quite hedonistic sometimes. We're always seeking pleasure and what's convenient, package deals, tours. But through hitchhiking, sure, sometimes it might not go your way, but you really feel lucky, you really feel grateful. I think one of the main takeaways is the amount of gratitude you have when hitchhiking. You really, it really restores your faith in humanity, which is such an overused phrase, but it's really such a big theme when hitchhiking. So many incredibly kind people you meet just in the spur of the moment. They decide to pick you up. They didn't know you, and here you are sharing the adventure together, and I think that's really beautiful. So yeah, if you're someone that likes to challenge themselves and novel experiences, then hitchhiking really is the best way. I think today's society, we want new experiences, and just imagine backpacking and telling your friends, hey, I hitchhiked and these are all the crazy things I got up to. And for one main takeaway, make your friends super jealous, and then they'll want to start hitchhiking as well. But I'm waffling too much now. I think that's the video. hopefully that explains why I hitchhike. I know I've left out a gazillion reasons why, but those were some reasons why I hitchhike, why I started hitchhiking, and why you should hitchhike too. If you want to see more hitchhiking and budget backpacking content, I'm at the start of my YouTube journey now, but I hope to make more videos to inspire people to start hitchhiking and backpack in an adventurous way. So follow along if you are curious. And one quote I'll leave you with is, choose the path in your adventure or in life that will lead to the most interesting story. And I think hitchhiking is the best way of doing that. Keep hitchhiking.